Welcome back to the Positive Vibration family, friends. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good morning. Maybe where you're watching from, it's now morning. Good evening, because it could also be evening. Whatever time of the day it is, I want to welcome you to the Positive Vibration family. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate your presence. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for joining, friends. Thank you so much. Remember, as soon as you come on the live, please hit that thumbs up button. Thank you this afternoon. Some of us must have remembered that today is the first day of May, and May is normally celebrated as Child's Month. So the first day of May, welcome Sister Solo. Thank you so much for joining. Today is the first day of May and we are now in Child's Month. Happy new month to you too, my dear sister. I'm not sure if you celebrate Child's Month where you are from, but in Jamaica, May is being celebrated as Child's Month. So we are celebrating children today. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. We're going to be having a discussion this afternoon, but let us just give others a chance to come on in to join in the fun. Thank you so much for joining, Sister Solo. Thank you for joining. Can you just indicate to me, can you just tell me, Sister Solo, if you are able to hear a music that is playing? My neighbor is playing music. I did close the window that is closest to me, but I'm still able to hear it. So can you tell me if you are able to hear it? Hi, Royal Roots. How are you doing today? Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. Trying to share this as much as possible. How is your day going so far? How are we doing this afternoon? Are you able to hear the music that is playing? Can you hear the music that is playing? It is the beginning of Child's Month, and you might have seen the title, Train Up a Child in the Way He Should Grow. Just tell me if you're able to hear the music. I would really appreciate it. Can you hear the music that is playing? Anybody? Thank you for joining, friends. We're going to talk this evening. Thank you so much. I appreciate your company. Thank you so much. Welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you so much, Sister Solu. Are you able to hear the music that is playing, Sister Solu? Are you able to hear the music that is playing? Just doing a check to see if you're able to hear the music that is playing. Hi, Trishana. Good afternoon, Trishana. Thank you so much for joining. Can you tell me, Trishana, if you're able to hear the music that is playing? Oh, yes, to the music. Oh, you're able to hear. Is it clear or is it just the beat? I said, no, not hearing anything. Music. All right, because my neighbors, they are playing music, but I did close the window to the side where the music is coming from. But where I'm sitting, I can hear the beat. So I'm not sure if you guys are able to hear. Are you hearing the beat? Or are you just able to hear the? Because I really want us to have this live this afternoon. Are you just hearing the beats? Or are you hearing the actual music? All right, since we have 5 persons on, I want to thank you so much for joining. Okay, no music. Okay. Thank you, Sister Solo. I am happy for that. That means we can go on. I didn't want to have to mute because I'm not doing a silent this evening. All right, so as some of us must have already seen the title, and some of us, I think, would remember that today is the first day of May. And normally, May is being celebrated as Child's Month, especially for Jamaica. I'm not sure if it's the entire world, but May in Jamaica is being celebrated as Child Month. And so that's why I choose my topic today, train up a child in the way he should grow. Because it is taken from Proverbs 22 and verse 6. It tells us that we should train up a child in the way he or she should grow, and when they're old, they will not depart from it. Thank you so much, Trey, for joining. Thank you so much. Okay, first of your month, Trishana. Welcome to the new month. So, train up a child in the way he should go. That is a grow, and when they're old, they will not depart from it. That is a well-known scripture, I believe. Most persons will normally recite that scripture. Maybe they don't know where exactly in the Bible it is taken from. Maybe some persons would know the quote, but don't know that it is taken from the Bible. And so, if you have ever come across that note, please know that it is taken from Proverbs 22 and verse 6. So that's where, when you hear that it is coming from, it is actually a Bible verse. So, train up a child in the way he or she should go, that when they are old, they will not depart from it. And so, I believe that as parents, immediately as you hear that, it means that you have a responsibility. You have a responsibility. Please remember, though, that children, they are not for us. You might be thinking, oh, really? Yes. They are not really for us. They're not really for a nation. They are not really for government. They are gods from God. They are for God. And so the children are gifts that is entrusted to us as parents. And so, because it is a gift that is given to us, we have responsibility to take care of that gift. Because every single one of us want to know that if we give somebody a gift, if we purchase a gift for somebody, maybe for their birthday, their anniversary, or just to give a gift of thanks, a gift of appreciation, whatever. We want to know that when we offer this gift to the person, even though we give it to them, we want to know that they will be taking care of it. Taking care of it. They will appreciate it. We want to believe that they will love it, you know. And so God entrusts us with the children as our gifts. And so it is our responsibility to train up the child in a godly way. It is our responsibility to train up the child with good morals, good attitude. You know, as they enter into this world, we should be doing our utmost best to train the children the right way, a godly way. So when we train the children right way, when we embedded the right things in them, then when they becomes old, they will not depart from it. They might deviate sometimes, but they will come back. But at the same time, I want to say this right here, that our duty. Good afternoon, my brother Jay Brown. How are you this afternoon? Thank you so much, and happy new month to you too. As I was just saying, that we are in the month of May, the first day of May, sorry, and it is being celebrated in Jamaica as Child Month, and that's where my topic is inspired from, because it is Child's Month, and I thought about doing a topic. And so you must have seen, or might have seen, my topic, train up a child in the way he or she should go. And so I was just saying that children are not us. They are not for us. I'm not feel with them. It's not for the nation. It's not for the government. Children, they are God's children. They are gift that is given to us. And so God give us these gifts, and it is our responsibility to train them. He gave them to us, and it is our responsibility to train them. But how do we train them? You know, it is our responsibility to train them in godly ways. Godly ways. And so we should try our utmost best to instill good morals, good attitude, you know, in these children. You know, and so when we hear that we have a big task, because best believe this, whether you want to believe it, yes or no, but you see the gifts that God has entrusted to us, like the children, it is our responsibility. We have to give an account for the way in which we treat them. We have to give an account for the way in which we treat them. And so we should try our very best, you know, to treat them with love. With love. Yes, and so I want us to talk together this afternoon about training the child in the way he or she should go. And so I want to ask, maybe you are a parent, maybe you are not a parent, and so I want to ask, what are some good morals and values that you try to instill in your children? And I also want to ask this question too, because we are also children, you know, we have parents. And so I want to ask, do we think that training in the past, when we were children, training the child, do we think it is much harder now to train children or do we think it is the same? It's your views. I like to hear from you. It's your views. So if you're a parent, or I know that you at some point, some of us might lose our parents at this time, but we are children. When we're growing up, do we think that training the children nowadays, it is different or harder than training the children back in the days? Let me hear your views. J. Brown said, Dylan, use happy blessed afternoon. Dylan Souls. I want to hear your views. Do you think that it is much harder now to train the children, and it was much easier back then, or it's the same thing? Remember, it's your views, so whatever you say is just your views. Because it is our responsibility to train them, and to train them the right way. You know, we should train the children to be truthful. We should train the children to allow them to have a voice. We should train them to love, teach them how to love. You know, for many times I've seen where sometimes Linda Lewis, hey pretty lady, how are you doing? First time, pray for me please. No family struggle is real. Thank for sharing. Blessings. Okay, Linda Lewis. So okay, Sister Trishana is saying that yes, I think it's harder to train them now. So okay, that's your view. So anybody else want to share? Do you think that training the children, it is harder now than in our days, back in the days? Do you think it is the same? Let us talk. And also too, what are the values? Brother J. Brown said it is very hard now than back then, because we can't even talk to them. They don't want to nothing from us. Maybe they don't want to hear anything from us. Okay, all right, that is your views. You think it is much harder now. Think it is much harder now. And so you think it was much easier back then. Because we say, for those who say it is much harder now, do you think that our parents did have it easy in training us? What are your views? We are talking, you know, it's about training the children, training the child in the way he or she should grow. That when they are old, they will not depart from it. And as I said, they have been entrusted to us from God. It is our responsibility to take care of them. It is our responsibility to train them. It's our responsibility to instill good morals, good attitude, you know, in them. And so in training them in godly ways, in the right way, we should not be the kind of parents where we see two children, or our children might have something with somebody out on the street, and the first thing comes to our mind is take something and lick him, take something and lick him. You know, we should be careful of what we are instilling in the child. You know, before we tell the child to you go to school and you have maybe have a disagreement between another classmate, go to teacher, go to the principal or so to complain. No, the first thing we say is take something and lick him. So right there it is telling me that we are not teaching them how to love. We are not teaching them how to love, you know, because I believe in society today, society could be better if we continue to instill this positive, godly morals and attitude, you know, in our children. You know, we no longer even tell the child to go to the principal office to make a complaint. We ourselves will find ourselves at that school. we ourselves will find ourselves at that institution because we might believe that the child can manage this, and teacher or principal or whoever can manage this. So I take it upon my head, as parents, and that is not the godly way. That is not the right way as how to train the child, because let me tell you something. That's why I asked the question, how you train them, or would you train them? That is not the right thing to do. We should, as parents, we should lead the children by example. So the kind of attitude that we portray, we should, father and son lifestyle. Oh, thank you so much, father and son. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much for joining this evening. Yes, it's much easy back then because it takes the whole community to raise the child. We don't have that anymore, father and son. Okay, you're driving. All right, thank you so much. Drive safe, drive safe, my brother. Yes. All right, so you know what, brother J Brown, we grow up hearing that it takes a village to raise a child, and it still takes a village to raise a child. And as you say that, no, you state in the first one said they don't want to hear anything from us. You see, it said train a child. We just want to know whether they want. We just want to know that we do our part, whether they want to hear it or not. It's our responsibility. So, as a part of the community growing that child, we should not say we not go reach out to that child. Let me see. I saw the child misbehaving, and let me pass here, man. Let me just pass and go on because it's not my child. Our responsibility is to say something to the child if we see that child is misbehaving. Whether they want to accept what we say or no, do our part, our responsibility. I understand what you're saying, my brother J Brown, when you say that no. And indeed, sometimes some of us parents make it even harder because when another adult will want to, scold, I don't know if that's the word I want to use, or correct our children, we would intervene at times, to start to quarrel or be boisterous to that parent, which should not be. It should not be. Because the truth of the matter is, you one can't raise that child. You alone cannot raise that child. You need help in raising that child. You need help. And when we are training the children in the way they should grow, we should lead as example. So we should live the kind of life that we want the children to emulate. We should live the life. So we can't be a kind of parents who everything we cuss. We walk on the street and we cuss. But at the same time, we expect that child to be always calm. Any little thing. What do you think they are going to do? Them say, mommy and daddy do it, so this is what I am going to do. Because first of all, they maybe think it is right. Because they are going to say, I've seen mommy and daddy, this is what they do. Remember, we train the children even with our very action. Sometimes it's not our words, it's our very action. Yes, Sister Trishana, it takes a village. We alone cannot do it. Do it, And so we should teach them how to love, unconditionally. Teach them how to love. When we show each other love, then the children will know how to give love, to show love. We should love our children. We should love the children that God has entrusted to us, because we have to give an account, whether we want to believe it, yes or no. We will have to give an account for that child or those children that God has entrusted to us. We have to give an account for them. So sometimes we might not looking at the bigger picture to say the first thing comes to our mouth is, hi, humble girl, thank you so much for joining. For me pitney, me can't do what I want, I'm my pitney. No, it's God's child. God has entrusted that child or those children to you. And you have now a responsibility to train them in the right way. Instill godly principles, good morals in them. You know, have you ever heard some children, you see some children on the street and the way they act, the first thing comes to people's mind is, I wish where them a come from, I where them come from. Isn't that so? So what are some of the good morals? What are some of the good values that your parents has instilled in you? You know, and if you are now an adult, do you take them over into your parenthood? Do you take them now? Do you still do those things to your children now that you have children? What are some of the things that your parents, do you believe that the parents in first time days was much harsher than these parents now? They were so harsh in terms of didn't know how to correct in love or in that way express love to their children. Do you believe back in the days or no? Which one you think in today's era or in back in the days, which one you think are able now to show more love to their children or know how to express love? Maybe I'm asking too much question at the same time. So I'm just asking, so as you think, maybe the answer for number one don't come yet, but number two is quickly at the front of your mind. So that's the reason why, you know, so we can talk together. And you know, I really appreciate all of you this afternoon. I'm seeing 5 person, and I really appreciate if we could just engage in the discussion. I'm not talking about father and son because he says driving, and I don't want him to drive and text. That's out of it. So because we were a child, and now maybe some of us are parents, so we know the difference, we experience the difference, and we have seen it time and time again. What are some of the values that your parents did instill in you growing up? And now that you are a parent or so, or even if you're not yet a parent, will you instill those values in your children? Or do you know, train your child in the same way your parents did train you? As we yes, it starts right at home, but nowadays teenage mama is not a mother, child having child, and that is one of the problem. Yes, that can be a factor why it is much harder now, Brother J Brown. But if it is that your parents has instilled certain values in you coming up, and you have your child or children, or remember I said too that you will train them even with your very action. Sometimes it's not your word, but it's your very action. So when they see mommy and daddy do these things, know that I have my child or children even in teenage years, we can still seek to instill good morals and values in them, so we should try our very, very best. One of the things we should not do as a parent is that we should not use our mouth, to tear down the child. Don't use our mouth to tear down the children. Because when we use, the scripture says that life and death is in the power of the tongue. And sometimes we, the parent, damage a child just by speaking, trying to tear them down with our tongue. You know, you know, we should always seek to discipline the child in love. When we are disciplining the child, and not kill, we want to kill them. No, we don't want to do that. Yes, we want them to know that this is the reason why I'm doing this, and this is the reason why this is happening because you did this. But at the same time, we should try our very best to do it in love. As parents, we should know when to stop. When to stop. Some of us have gone overboard and we take it to another level. When we ready to discipline the children, we go overboard. You know, so sometimes when the child, when some of us finish with the child, we can see bruises and stuff like that. No, that's not supposed to happen. That is not supposed. That's not how we train the child in a godly way. You know, that's not how we should train the child in a godly way. And I believe, I believe that our parents did have it hard in training us also. You know, I am one of those person who I am not too quick, you know, to or should I put this now? I know that sometimes we weren't easy to deal with either. We weren't easy to deal with. You know, I know maybe you have some children, maybe at 5% or so, let me say 5% or so, that was so maybe quiet, don't give any trouble or stuff like that. But I believe 95% of us, we give trouble. Yes, when we were younger, we give trouble, and some of us give a lot of trouble when we were younger. And now that we are old and we will see them, we don't we don't have compassion on them because we don't because of the way they did treat us back in the days. We don't take compassion and said, you know what, this is how they did treat me when I was younger. I'm not gonna treat that child like this, you know. No. So as I asked the question before, what are some good values? What are some good values and attitude that your parents did instill in you? What are some good morals and values that your parents did instill in you? What I know is that my parents teach me how to be truthful. And so I to be truthful, speak the truth and speak it always. Thank you so much for joining Design for Greatness. Your presence is really appreciated. Thank you so much, my sister. Thank you so much. So what are some of the morals, the good morals and attitude that your parents did instill in you growing up? And do you take those now over into your being a parent now, your parenthood, your time as a parent? Do you take those now or you leave them behind? As I was saying, that one of the morals, how to be honest, how to be truthful. You would get beaten if you tell a lie. If you ever lie, then you will get beaten. You know, I don't know how many of us on here are actually from Jamaica, but you all know, Jamaicans know that Jamaicans parents, I don't know the different culture, but I can only talk from my culture, you know, that they don't back in the days, the Jamaican parents, they don't really play, as we would normally say. So I learned how to be truthful since I was a child. If you ever lie, you get beaten. You learn not to steal. If you ever trouble anything that was not given to you, then you know how that go. You know what I mean? So those are the good morals and attitude. You learn how to be respectful to the elderly. Those are the good morals and attitude, you know. those are some that was instilled in me, and I take them over. Sister Sash said, so true, Sister Kim. Yes, yes, man. And as I said before, feel free. We are here this afternoon to talk with each other, and that's the reason why I really enjoy this kind of live, because I get to really interact. Yes, I type, but we can talk with each other. Let's say true things. sis. Oh my God, everyone say yes. Give me. We were rude and do maybe stupid things, but we was be careful, and whatever we do it respectfully. My brother J Brown, hello, be nice. Hello, Isaac family. Thank you so much. Welcome, welcome. My brother J Brown, um, that is true. We were trained. We were taught by our parents how to be respectful to elderly, you know. And then, as I said before, those good values that was instilled in us, I take them into my parenthood. I take them over. You understand? Because I know that those are good values. Those are good values. And let me tell you something. Those are good values. Be nice. Let me see something. I'm really busy here. Have a lot of rain in St. Anne's. Oh, okay. We have rain in here. We have rain here in Portland also, my dear sister. That's fine. That's fine. I understand. We have rain also in Portland too. That's no worries. Your presence is really appreciated. That's okay. I understand that. As I always say, that we are real people with real life, with real things to do. So I definitely understand. Thank you so much. Thank you for that thumbs up. Design for greatness. Thank you so much. I definitely understand. My sister, I'm one of those who really understand, because I know that we are real people. We are real people. And as I mentioned before, that some of us not yet being monetized, and so this is not what is actually paying our bills. And I'm one of those who definitely understand. Right. So as I was talking about training up the child in the way they should go, we should not, as parents, be the parent who is ready, to take the fight, or take over the child. And two children have a dispute, and we find ourselves in the midst. We should be the adult. I did see the notification before the live, so I done thumbs up. Okay, thank you. Yes, I did. Thank you so much, sis. I did notice that when I came in. I did notice that. Right. So when you look into rain is, oh, so maybe it is all island then. Rain is in Westmoreland as well. Maybe it's all across the island. Yes, maybe it's all across the island. Right. As parents too. See? So nobody can complain today, Sister Sash. I can't tell you to send some to me, because I have it here too. They say you are a Portland girl, Kimmy. Big up the whole of Portland. Yes, my brother J Brown. I was born and raised in Portland. Are you a Portlander? Yes, yes, yes. I'm a Portlander. Yes. So far we are enjoying the coolness of the cool weather in different parishes. And so I don't believe anybody about today, so they are burning up, right? Give God thanks for that, because I'm actually feeling cool where I'm at. Yes, we have the rain. Indeed, it started, let's say about 3 or so this morning. Maybe I could be wrong, but somewhere there I start to hear it. air it, right? So, as our topic is train up a child in the way he or she should grow, and I was asking, only brother J Brown is forthcoming with the answer, with some um um opinions, with some of his views, and sister Trishana too, but maybe others are just listening. But I would really love it if we could, you know, just give our views. When you look into society today, we see a lot of things that is happening amongst the children. A lot of things. Oh, sorry, my dear sister. My apology. Let me go back to see. Oh, oh, the one when you say. Okay, Sister Sash, the one that you say, that's true. Okay, yes. And when we look into society today, the things that we see happening amongst the children into society, it is not so nice, not so nice. And so you said no, maybe that one missed my eye. Let me go back, my dear sister. Let's see something. Oh my goodness. I apologize. My mom always say to me, manners bring you through the world. I definitely apologize, my dear sister. That one moved so fast. Right, right. And so, have you taken that? Because I heard you said that you are a mom. So you take that same thing. So your mother teach you how to be manageable, and you take that thing over into your as a parenting style as a mother, or you just leave that behind, you know, because as brother J Brown make reference, Portland always have rain though. Oh no, my dear sister, that's a wrong concept. People always say that, but sometimes we are here dying for the rain. I'm telling you that. People always say that, but that's not true. Sometimes I'm here, I can't wait for it to fall. Um, you know. So as Brother J Brown make reference earlier, that younger, and this is not just now, because I believe also that back in the days you have teenager having children too. But the younger ones having children now, and so maybe they don't take the same values, the same morals, that the parents instill in them into their parenting style. And so as I was sharing some of the values that was instilled in me, that I brought over into my parenting style, because I believe one of the things that was instilled in me also too is to reverence God, was instilled in me, you know, and I bring that over into my parenting style, you know. Yes, to be reverent to God, you know. I brought that over also too. Those persons who are as old as I am, you know, may have an idea of the parenting style that we grew up with, the type of parents. And so you couldn't really just do any and everything. Even if you went and did any and everything, you know the consequences that is coming after. Sister Design said the era has changed, and so is the parents, and thus the children will display a different level of morals, of accountability for their actions. That is true. That is true. Design for greatness. But as let me see. You see, that is true. We should start these things. We should not wait for teacher, or when you send the children to Sunday school, for them to instill certain morals and values in the child. Yes, they play a part, and they play a big part, but it should start from in the home. It should start from in the home. Yes, that it play a part, you know. When you send them to Sunday school and you send them to school, the teachers, the Sunday school teachers and the school teachers have a responsibility, but the parent should not leave it over to them, because you too, we too, have a part to play. You know, it's when the scripture said train the child. So any child, any children that God has entrusted to us, whether it's or be biological children or persons who we have fostered or even in the community, it's our responsibility. And so we should not learn to turn a eye and to say, making go on and so them parents teach them. And so sometimes we make mistake, and even if we were doing that, I believe that it is time for us to, take a stock and to look and to say, I was doing that before, but no, I'm going to say something, whether they like it, yes or no. I'm going to say something, whether they like it, yes or no, because every single child or children who come in your presence or among you that you have to deal with, you have a responsibility. You should play a great part in training that child the way they should grow. You know? Yes, we have a responsibility to train them. We have a responsibility to train the children how to love God. Teach them how to love God. Teach them how to reverence to God. Teach the children how to pray as we ourselves pray for our children. We should not use our mouth to kill the children, to discriminate, the children. Some of us use our mouth to inflict some wounds in our children. Some of us are very guilty of it. And we should learn how to not do that. We should refrain from doing those things. Some of us find pleasure in disciplining the children because that's where we get our strength, because they are the most vulnerable, and we take advantage now because me are the big one and them are the little one. Some of us believe that the children don't have a voice, and so as the child start to speak, if you're not careful, one hand back. I remember first time days, you could not prims up yourself beside adult to say, them say go around the back, go on around there. Yeah. So I believe that there are good morals and attitude that is being taught in today's society too, because you still have parents who is from back in the days who bring over those things into their parenting style. I certainly believe that. I believe it starts in the home. We should not leave everything to the teachers. So when I say teachers, I'm making reference to Sunday school teachers or the teachers in the classroom. We have that because we have to give an account to God, how we treat those children. We have to give an account to God. Yes. To how to treat those children. We have to teach them how to reverence God. I wish these young parents can listen to that, for they don't want anyone to even try to encourage their children out of bad behavior. That is so true. Design for greatness. That is so true. You understand that? That is definitely true. But I'm a type of person. You see, I'm a type of person. Even if, as long as, you see, sometimes it's all we do it, because the truth is, some of us don't really correct the children with love. I believe, Brother Jabon said, I believe the way we grow up make we who we are today. I don't care what no one say. We grow up the way, in my opinion. Yes, that is so true, my brother J. Brown. That make us. Hi, Spicy D. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate your presence. Yes, the way we were grow up, brother J. Brown, that is what make us into who we are today. And though some of us did not like the form or the way of discipline, that's what make us, some of us, the way we are today. Because the truth is, some of us get good teaching, but some of us detour. Some of us get good teaching, but some of us switch. And so some of us believe, though, that this teaching. Though when we grow now to become an adult, we understand that this was for our good. So we try to instill these things in our children, but maybe not do it the way they used to do it. Some of us do that. And some of us, as I said before, instead of we telling the children to go and complain to teacher, go and put it to the principal or so, the first thing come to our mind, some of us mind, as parents, no, take sitting and lick him. That's the first thing we tell them. Take sitting and lick him. Some parent, we go, I don't want to use certain terms on this platform, but we go as far as to tell them to take objects to do things. And in doing that, we are not teaching the children how to love. Even in our very home, we'll have 2 children, and one lick one. And instead of some of us parents said to the child, don't do this, don't do that. The first thing we tell them, lick him back. So we teach them how to fight. And that is not the godly way. The first thing we should teach our children how to share. Teach our children how to share. Teach them how to be caring for each other. It starts within the home. And as I said, we should live as example. And so when the children, yes, my brother, when the children start to see us being caring to people, they will emulate that too. Yes, they will emulate that too, my brother J. Brown, when they start to see us. But when they see mommy and daddy is so mean and so, them no business. They don't care. But we should try our very best. The responsibility is ours, is ours. What they do, but we do our part. We have to do our part. So we should not be the one to teach the child or the children how to be unkind or how to be mean or or how to be rude or to be disrespectful. We should not be the one to teach the children that. And if all of us as parents, I believe, were doing our part, what do you think the society would be like? Doing our part in training the child in a godly way, with good principles, good morals. What do you think society would be like if all of us, if we weren't pointing fingers to say that one, and point the finger on ourselves to say, let me try to do my part. So if every single parent was saying that, I am going to do my part to instill good morals, good principles in my child, how you think this society would be? You don't think it would be better? You think the society would be better? It would be better if all of us, was doing our part to train the child. But some of us parents say, me not have time, I can go to school. Teacher will deal with him. You never hear that yet? Sister Humble Girl said, yes, it would be better. Yeah, me not have time, I can go to school, yeah? And give me too much trouble, I can go to school. Those are things that we oftentimes, if we not say them ourselves, we hear. Sometimes we hear people saying them. Sometimes we hear people saying them. Sometimes we sit and we see about, but let me tell you something. Children are a gift from God, and we should treat the gift with love. We should treat the gift. Thank you so much for stopping by Design for Greatness. Have a blessed afternoon. Thank you so much. We should treat the gift with love. We should also treat the gift with respect too, because some of us as parents, we want the child to be respectful, but we don't respect the child. We don't respect the child. And in training the child, we start to correct the child in love, even from the child at a young, tender age. Sometimes we as parents see the children, them do something. when they are small. And what you think we do? Instead of telling the child, don't do that, you know, we just sit and laugh. We laugh at it. And so they think it is something good and they continue in that way. And when they becomes an adult, you know, and even when they get older, we say to ourselves, we can't manage them, yeah, man. When we didn't have it in our hand, you know, Jamaican parents normally say, bend the tree when it's young. I don't know how many of you have ever heard that. Bend the tree when it is young. So when the child is at a young, tender age, that's when you start to instill the principles and the good morals and the good discipline. You can't wait until the child get big and it gone bad already. And now you find yourself fighting and struggling to try to bend the tree. And with that analogy, it is really so true. Because if you have a literal tree outside, you have to train that. Brother J. Brown said, I know I try my best not to do anything rude and disrespectful in front of my son. When me and his mother have any disagreement, once I see him coming, all arguments stop. That is 100% right, brother J. Brown. You know? Yes, try your best. Try your very best. Thank you for that, my brother. Thank you for that input. Yes, try your very best. When we have a tree outside and we want to train that tree, we start to train the tree from the tree young. Isn't it? Yeah, man. I have a lot of plants outside, flowers, and if I want them to grow a certain way, I trim them a certain way. So the trimming is the way I'm training the tree to grow. You know? So it's the same thing with our children. You have to trim them. Trim them, and that's how you train them how to grow. You know? So just as you go outside and I would use the clipper to clip the dry leaf, the bad leaves, it's the same thing. You train the child in the way that one would grow. Because you see, if that tree get out of hand, we can't catch it back. It would be hard, or if it would be much harder to catch it back. Even if you catch it back, it would be much harder. You know? So we have to start when the tree is young. So I trim the tree a certain way, and so I continue to trim it that way. So that's how the tree grow. I don't want stem to be sprung in this way, this all over, and it's ilangoli, as we would say in Jamaica. You know, I want it to nice, look fluffy and nice. And so the way how we groom the plant, that's how we should do our children. That's how we should groom our children. Good morals and attitude. Train them from now. That's when they are old, they will not depart. And even if they come up in life and detour for a little bit, they will come right back. So when you train the child or to reverence God, or when you train the child to depend on God, when you train the child to pray to God, when you train the child how to love God, when you see that child get big, even if they step out for a while, for stop doing this, they are going to come right back. Most of the time, they'll come right back. They will come right back most of the time. Because the training that was instilled. You know that because of the training that was instilled into some persons today, even though they are not Christian, they're not yet surrendered their life to God, they still have those godly, some good principles. And they know, even though they are unsaved, they will not do anything, certain things. You know that? Sister Soul will say, great point, sis. Yes, you believe that because of what was instilled in the child. I'm pretending to God. It was instilled in the child growing up. You know, becomes an adult. You are not yet a Christian, but you will not still do certain things you not do because of the teaching you get when you were younger. Isn't that true? Just because of teaching. So train the child. It is our responsibility. We all have to give an account for how we treat the children. It's not just the account. You say you have to give an account for your sin. It's not. Sometimes we treat them in some sinful ways. Some ways, sometimes some of us parents treat the children, them like criminals. Isn't that true? Some of us show them no form of love. Some of our children don't even know that we love them. Isn't that true? Because we don't deal with them with any love and compassion. Some of them don't even know. Then still I wonder if mommy love me. Wonder if daddy love me. You know? Wonder if they love me. Some of us as parents never even open our mouth to say, I love you, my daughter, or I love you, my son, and show them, affectionately show them that yes, I love you. Some of us don't spend the time with our children to make the child know that, yes, I really appreciate you. Isn't that true? Some of us never have time for them yet. Some of the children want to talk to us, and we never have the time. We're busy, not doing nothing, but we don't have no time. Because to us, what they're going to say don't make no sense. Isn't that true? Yes, man. Some of us, and notice that I'm always saying us. So I'm not just pointing to anybody, I'm saying us. We don't spend time with our children. Okay, yes, brother J. Brown, 100%. Right, Kim, that is true, my brother. Some of us children, they never hear we say we love them. Some of us, we never have no time for them. Because nothing that is going to come from their mouth is nothing that we think is important. And so because we big and we know everything and we are always right, the children don't have a voice. We want to approach this child month differently. And that's because it is May 1st and it has been celebrated in Jamaica as Child Month. I'm not sure if other parts of the world celebrate it as Child Month. So that's the reason why I start off this live like this, you know, because I want to be an advocate, yeah, for the children for this month. You know, I want to be that. Some of us go as far as when we are on the road, on the street, we will treat persons' children with love, you know, because we want to paint a picture like we are loving out there. But when we come into our very home, no, man. The children them who we have so close to us never see any form of mercy or experience any form of compassion from us. We don't speak positive things to our children. We are always discriminating the child. We are always tearing them down. We don't see anything good in them. We don't commend them when they do anything good. But we always look out for the bad stuff. And that's the one we highlight. That not sound like some of us guilty. Sound like some of us guilty. We don't commend them when they do anything good. But we highlight the bad stuff. So sometimes the child is just wondering, what am I to do? Every time every time I do anything, mommy or daddy always find fault. You know why? Because Brother Jabron said, I never know of Child Month before until now. Oh yes, my brother. We celebrate Child's Month in May. Yes. Right, so because we don't highlight the good things that the children do, we oftentimes speak of the bad things. The child is always wondering, what can I do for mommy to say something good about me? What can I do? It's not that the child is not doing anything good, you know, but it's only because we highlight always the bad things. Daddy never seems to have nothing good to say to me. And let me tell you something, some of these children are very wise, very wise. And they are very attentive in things that you do. And sometimes, because we're not paying attention to them, we miss that, how smart they are. And them say, every time we do good things, mommy and daddy don't highlight that, but the thing that I do bad, those are the things that they highlight. Yes. So we have to start as parents to play our part, do our part, because we will have to give an account. We will have to give an account. So we have to instill godly principles, good morals and attitude, you know, teach the children these positive things. Teach them how to love, teach them how to be honest. Sometimes we our very self teach the children them how to lie. We tell them to do some things and then we say, a joke we did make. And it's a lie. You know? Go and tell them this, go and tell them that. And nothing goes like that. And then you say a joke. And then they start to practice that and even start to practice it on you. Start to practice it on us. Because that's what we instill in them. That is what we instill in them. So they start to practice it on us. So sometimes now when the child talk, you can't believe, but we are the one who start out the training wrong. We are the one who start the training wrong. Sometimes when these children are so small and we teach them how to do some things and then we sit and we laugh and we say, that cutie, that is so cute. And then when they get older and they start to do the same thing, we have a problem. But yet still when they were doing it. Welcome, Maggie. Thank you so much for joining. How are you? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining, Maggie. Thank you so much. Right. And when they start to do the things them know, when they are old, we have a problem. And we see one say him not have no manners or she don't have any manners. When it starts with us. When it starts with us. Yeah, man, that is so true. You know? So true. So we have to train the child in the way he or she should grow. That when they are old, they will not depart from it. When you train the child in certain ways, they will be able to teach their children what they have learned from you. When you teach them those good morals, those are what would bring them into society. As Brother J. Brown said, what he was thought back then, you know, lead him to be the kind of person he is today because of the teaching he got back then. And that is so true. That is so true. Sometimes some of the teaching, sometimes some of the way or the parents would do the discipline back in the days, I think it was so harsh. I think it was much harsher than now. Parents now learn how to discipline their child or children in love. Don't you think so? You don't think so? They used to discipline you back in the days, But I think parents now learn how to discipline the child now in love. I think more now they learn how to. You still have, I can't detest the fact that you still have some persons who are just carefree. Brother J. Brown said, we never grow up getting and hearing I love you from our parents, not even a hug, because they do not know how to love us. And most of us don't know how to love our children we self. Brother J. Brown, if I was next to you, I will shake your hand, my brother. Let me tell you something. That is true. Some of us have never, and some of us grow up in a Brother J. Brown. that by showing love, it is a form of weakness. Some of us believe that by showing love, don't know how, my brother. You know, many I believe many parents fall short back in the days for that. They fall short back in the days for that. Many parents. They love you, but they don't know how to express love. And so I believe it is coming from even their parents and down the line. And so they brought it over because some of us believe that by expressing love, it's a form of weakness. Telling the child how much you love them, it's a form of weakness, or the child might do things. I don't know. I don't know why they didn't take pleasure in doing these things, my brother J. Brown. And so even today, in today's era, some of us don't know how to express that love to our children because we didn't get it. That is so true. And so I believe we should try our very best. Even if we weren't trained that way, I tell my children them all the time. You know, some of us have never played with our parents. I don't know, maybe our parents never play with us. So remember, it is our responsibility to train the child in the way he or she should grow. So now, the things that we experienced back then, we can take some into our parenting style, as well as we leave some right where they're at. So this, if we have never heard them saying, I love you, I love you, I love you, and maybe they really love you, but you never hear that word, you understand? So it is for us now, because some of us truly know how it makes us feel when we don't hear that. So it is our duty now, if we are parent, to do the very opposite, to let them know, as a man, to your daughter, to your son, let them know how you love them. As a woman, to your daughter, to your son, let them know how much you love them. Let us start to practice that in this month. If we have never did it before, let us start now to practice that in this month. Don't be afraid or ashamed to say I love you. And let us not only practice to love our own children, our biological children, but also let us learn to practice to love other children. You know, sometimes we as parents, we tend to say, oh, the child rude and not have no behavior. You know, sometimes it stems from the child not getting any love at home. Yes, sometimes it stems from that, not getting any love at home. And so because they're not receiving any love, they don't know how to treat their peers. They don't know how to treat their peers. You know? And so that's why I said, if all of us was doing our part, everything you are talking about today is the fact. It is the truth till it can. But J. Brown, we say truth till it can't truth no more. It's the truth. That is so true, you know? A true man, sometimes when we see some children operating in certain ways, it's because they are not getting any love at home. And so us as parents, and to be honest, sometimes they are looking towards us as strangers for that love, you know. And so we should not take advantage of these children when they turn to us to show them some compassion and mercy. We should not seek to act on their vulnerability. We should not. It is our responsibility to train them. And that's why I said we all are going to have to give an account to God, who is, they belong to Him. He entrusts them in our care. We have to give an account for how we treat them. We will. It's not only when you go broke shop or when you go whatever, we can also think of as other sins to say we have to give an account. Even the way how we treat them, that's a part of it. we have to give an account for the way in which we treat these children. Sometimes they turn to us to get love, compassion, mercy, because they're not getting it at home. And we take disadvantage. That should not be the case. We should live as example to them. So we should be the kind of person that children will try to emulate because of our good standard or attitude, the value, the image that we portray in society. They would say, I want to be like J. Brown, I want to be like Maggie or Solu or whoever, Sister Sash or so, because of the things that they would see, Yes, and let me tell you something. As I said earlier on, that our action plays a big part in our teaching. Because sometimes we don't say literally with words, but we say it with action. So we never tell them to go and steal, but all they see is that we are going to do it. We didn't tell them to lie, but all they hear coming from our mouth, what do you think they are going to do? They are going to do the very same thing. We never tell them to go and fight. So what do you think they're going to do when they see? We didn't tell them literally with our mouth, but we do it with our action, and because of that, then they tend to go and do the same thing. They tend to go and do the very same thing. So we should try our very best to be a role model, have some form of image that children around us can emulate, and would want to be better in this way, or right? Because let me tell you something, I believe that back in the days, the parents, they will do it, they will try to correct you, but every single form of correction is some big boof. Who know that word? Every single form of correction, and so they will do is some big boof. Yes, the Bible says, spare not the rod and spoil not the child. It say that, but it never say you fi kill. It never say you fi beat until you're sore. It did not say that. Some of us take it overboard to do excess. And sometimes we do some things and we inflict some wound that we can correct. We can correct them. Some scars that are there that we can't. So we have to try to train the child. Train them how to deal with other people. And let us not look on the outside. Let us look on the inside. When I say that, I mean in your home, in our home. Let us not say that person is so-and-so, that's so-and-so. Let us try to fix it from within our home, because it starts from within our home. It should start in our home. It should start in our home. So let us try to start. If we have not already started to do that, let us try to start actually in this month. Let our children know in this month how much we care for them, how much we appreciate them. The children who we come in contact with, the ones that God has entrusted to us. As we are God's stewards, He given us that responsibility. He has given us that responsibility to take care of them, to nurture them, to guide them, to train them, to groom them with his help. He has given us that responsibility. But sometimes we exercise, we do the wrong thing. We do the wrong thing at times. What he wants us to do, we do the wrong thing. But at this point, I believe that there is still hope. There is still hope enough. You know, we can be that parent who can look out for a teenage mother to try to teach them or to groom their children. Sometimes it's the approach that we take. Sometimes it is really the approach that we take. I oftentimes hear, you know, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Sometimes it's the approach that we take. The approach we take can make a big difference. A big difference. How we approach people, it can make a big difference. So yes, we need to start. If we have not start to do those things, we need to actually start learn how to care for the children or the child. They are a blessing. They are gifts. You know, they are a blessing. They are gifts. A gift from God, or gifts. You might have more than one. It's not for us to abuse. It's not for us to abuse them. He did not give us them to abuse them, or to walk upon them, or to tear them down. He did not give us them for us to do that. When the child are talking to us, we have to learn to listen to the child, because we think we know everything and we don't know nothing. We have to listen to them. That is so true, my brother J. Brown. Yeah, we oftentimes think we know everything because we are adults and we don't know everything. We have to take time to listen to them, because sometimes they have something valuable to say, something important to say. Sometimes they have some very important things that we can learn from them. You know? So we have to take time to listen. Sometimes we don't spend time with them. We have to try to make time. Sometimes they want to talk to us, but we are just busy up and down, busy up and down, busy up and down. And we don't give them a chance. You know? We don't give them a chance to use our ears, to speak. We should try our very best, even in our busy time, to make time to listen for our children, listen to our children. And it doesn't matter how young the child is, as long as the child is able to speak, we should be able to listen. They have a voice, and we should give them the privilege to using their voice. They have feelings, and we should give them that privilege to express their feelings. They have rights, and we should give them that privilege to express their rights too, or to stand up for their rights too. It's not just because we are adults. Whenever we talk to them, they must hear. But when they talk to us, we don't have to listen. No, man. Just as how we want them to be respectful to us, we should be respectful to them. We can't want the child to be respectful to us, and the first thing come out of our mouth when we're talking to them, a bad word, what we call bad word in Jamaica, indecent language. No, it should not be the case. That should not be the case, because they are going to learn that too. Some of us, when the child is young, we hear them start to practice these things, and before we tell them, say, don't say that, we just laugh and we say, hear him or hear her, and we just laugh, and then them go a street, and you and them go a street, and when you are out on the street and they start to do these things, and then you know what, you feel so ashamed and you don't want to hurt them, but it is your fault. You never start from when you were at home. You never start it or stop it at home. You laugh when you hear it because it sounds cute, according to some of us like to say. You know? We have that responsibility to train the child. We have that responsibility. God has entrusted them in our hand, and we need to teach them how to love and how to love God. Teach them how to be honest. Teach them how to be truthful. Teach them not to lie. Don't teach them to lie. Yes, man, teach them to be honest. Instill good values in them so they know. As Sister Sash said earlier, mother always said to her, say, manners take you to the world. You can also teach your children too, because you are training them in the godly way. Teach them how to give. Teach them how to give. Teach them at times to say no. Yeah, man, we can. We teach them how to share. Teach them how to care for each other. And not tell them to go fight. And when you go back to school tomorrow morning, you beat him back. No. That is not what we are supposed to do. That is not what we are supposed to do. We want to let them know how valuable they are. We want to let them know that we appreciate them. Ramban, child of God. Hi, my brother. Greetings to you, Sister Kimmy Kim. Welcome, my brother. How are you? Right. We want to let them know in this time and beyond how valuable they are. How much we love them. How much we appreciate them. How much they are special. When we start to tell the children these things in the home, then when they go outside, one advice I have for people, spend time with your child. It is very important. Material things and money don't mean a thing, but the time you spend with your child is the most important thing. That is true, my brother. Spend time with the child, because some of us feel as though we don't have any time for the child, so we use material things, to place it. But can I tell you? No. No, we should not practice that. Practice to spend time with the child. Play with the child. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much. Rabban, child of God. Thank you so much. As I mentioned before, that some of us parents never play with us. Never. So it's not because they are busy first time. They never play with you at all. They don't know how to. Because first time they think you should not be in the same space. should not be in the same space. And for older people, I don't for older people, please remember to. Thank you so much, Trishana. Please remember to like the live, friends. Thank you so much. Yes, first time parents don't play with their children. Let me say back in the days, or the older ones, you know, they don't spend time. Most of them, when I make reference to these things, I'm not saying all, but a big percentage, maybe I say a 96%, especially in my culture. Especially in my culture. You know, they don't spend the time to play with them. They don't spend the time to show them that they are appreciated. They don't give them a voice. They don't give them a voice to speak. You know, and this is and so the children would grow up not knowing that the parent love them, and sometimes they do love them, but the parents did not express the love, don't know how to express the love to them, and so the you know, grow as an adult and you have children, you don't know how to do it to your children too. But I'm telling you today, because I said I believe, I know that there is still hope, because people sometimes will say, when you tell persons that you love them, it's a form of weakness. No, I believe a strong person tell people, say, "I love you." Yeah, it's not a form of weakness. God is love and there is no hatred in him. It's not a form of weakness why God loves us. He just loves us. So you're not because you're weak why you love your children. Or you sit and want to play with them. Have that bond with them. Back in the days, parents, most of them did not do that. Because if you even come to say something, then tell you, move for yourself, Pitney, or go around or something. So it is our responsibility now to train up the child in the way he should grow, that when they are old, they will not depart from it. When they are old, Rabbi and Child said yes, and they did refuse. Yes, and they did refuse to share knowledge with us about some very important things also, because they don't like to be questioned. Yes, Rabban said, that is so true, Rabban. Yes, they don't like to be questioned because you shouldn't ask them anything. Shoshana said, so true. So true, that is our culture, because Jamaican men don't like when their son tell them they love them. That is so true. That is so true. That is so true. That is so true. Yes, some of them don't like to be questioned, Rabba and Child of God. So they hide certain things. And so as I'm saying, some of the principles, some of the things that they teach us back in the days, we can take some into our parenting style, as well as we ought to leave some. Same place where them cultivate them, leave them same place. And some, you bring them over into your parenting style. If you have a son as a man, nothing is wrong to say, I love you. You love your son. And you have a daughter as a woman, or a daughter as a man. I love you. Nothing is wrong with that. It's not a sense of weakness. No. And so we should try to instill, my dear brother Rabban, to instill knowledge in our children. Instill knowledge in them. Teach them good morals, good attitude, good principles, because these are what are going to take them through life. You know, take them through life. And if each one of us refrain from pointing fingers outward and start to point the fingers inward on ourselves, and we start to do the opposite of what some of what we have learned, this society would be better today. I believe it would be better today. It would be better. Some of us as parents, we see some things that are happening and we close our mouth. Some of us as parents, we saw something and we don't say anything. And when the thing start to escalate, start to get out of control, you know, that's the time we say, me did see. This month is being celebrated as Child Month, and in Jamaica, I believe the theme for this month, it is stand up, speak out, protect our children. I think that's the theme. Stand up, speak out, protect our children. Some of us, all of us, have a part to play as adults. Every single bit of us have a part to play. All of us need to stand up. All of us need to speak out. All of us need to be a part of the village in order to protect our children. Sometimes we know where some of our children are being abused, but at the same time we don't turn our eye, we turn a blind eye. We turn away our face. We don't want to see. Because sometimes the truth is, when some of us as parents is disciplining the child, instead of we use a whip or not whip, a strap, we go look one piece of big stick. Because, you know, and that you will not, and some of us will not stop until you see signs that is shown. That should not be. The theme for this month, Child's Month, is stand up, speak out, and protect our children. The children have a right to protection. It is our right as adults to protect the children who God has entrusted in our care. So whether we be anyway, whether we have children, yes or no, we have a right to protect them. They have a right for protection. Us as adults need to protect them. We need to. No matter how much we oftentimes say them two-faced, correct them and correct them in love. Sometimes it's the approach that we give. That's why they don't receive what we are saying. Because we don't go to them with love and respectful. Because I'm the adult, you know, so them respect me, I'm not supposed to respect them. And so that's the kind of defense that we put up when we are approaching them. Some of us, that's the defense we put up when we are approaching them. And so they can sense it, that no, this person is not coming to me. Because let me tell you something, as I said before, these children are so smart, very smart. And they know when you're trying to disrespect them, and they know when you're doing it in love. They know when you are trying to put them down, and they know when you mean them good. They know. They're smart. Just as how you are adult. No. Them know too. Sometimes they know more than us. Sometimes they're smarter than us. Spend time to listen to your children. Sit down and talk to them. Ask them, how are you doing today? How was school? How was your day at work? Because it's not only the younger ones, you know? And listen to them. And when you and expect an answer. And most of us like to say we are okay. So when them say, I'm okay, are you saying that I'm okay because I asked, are you really okay? We have a culture in Jamaica where we like to say, I'm okay. But in America, saying I'm okay is just like you're not okay. I learned that. Like when I was over there, when I would say, they would ask me, oh, I'm doing, I say, I'm okay. And some of them would say, just okay. And I was like, yes, I'm okay. But they're expecting for you to say, I am good, or I'm good. I'm something like that. And so I had was to explain myself to one of my coworker to say, when I said that I'm okay, it means just as oh you say that you are good, or that's what we mean when we say we are okay. Because when you say you're okay to them, they think it's something wrong, you know. Yes, and I had to explain to tell my coworker, because each time he would say, how you doing? And I said, I'm okay, meaning that I'm okay. And he would quickly turn and say, just okay. And I was like, why is he always saying just okay? And so I asked him, and he said, you never say you're good, you never say you're excellent or you're fabulous. And I said, when I said I'm okay, I mean just that. I'm good, I'm excellent, I'm fabulous, and stuff like that. But when you ask your child or your children, how are you doing? And they say that I am okay. Ask them, is it that you are saying that you're okay because you're okay, or you're just saying that I'm okay because I ask you? Because sometimes something else is coming after the okay, so you need to spend time to listen to that child. Pay close attention to your children. Know your children. Know your children. When you know them, you will know the things that they would do, and you will know when they are really okay and when they are not okay. And if it is that they said, teach them how to express their feelings. As parents, this is a form of ways we train them how to express their true feelings. Rob and child of God say, all of my children come to me and discuss their issue before going to their mother. Maybe because you are one who will spend time to listen, my brother. You will spend time to listen. And maybe you will not be one of those parents who will run them. So maybe they find, confidence in you, or something like that. They know that you are going to be there for them. So we should all try as parents to do this. Sometimes they need somebody to talk to, and we should be the persons who they turn to. Sometimes we don't be that kind of person, and so the children turn outside instead of turning inside. So it is our children, but they can't talk to us. No, because mommy or daddy won't understand. Mommy or daddy not going to listen. So they go outside and they try to, express their feelings or things like that outside. And sometimes when something happens, you will say, but I never know said this and that. And you say, the person outside, no, because you didn't spend time with your children. Spend time to listen to your children. Play with them, no care how big them be. Play with them. I play with my son and I play with my daughter. Play with them. Show them. Because sometimes it is easier sometimes to say, I love you, but our action is not being lined up with our words. You say you love me, but I can't sit and talk to you. You say you love me, but you don't show me any form of compassion. Yes, man, we have to try to change our ways, change our approach. And I have 4 children, baby mother. Okay, Robin said, and I have 4 different baby mother. Okay, and they still tend to come to you from different mothers. Maybe you see? Yes, man. It's because they might find confident, or you look approachable, because some of us know that My mother or my father can't talk to. So I'm not even going to go to them. But when they know that they can come to you, you know, and in teaching the children and in training the children in godly way, you need to train the children how to be honest, how to be truthful. So when the children come to you with something, learn how to split justice. Don't be biased because it's your. Let them know where they go wrong, if they are wrong. Let them know when they are approaching the situation right, because it's your responsibility now to train them. That is very good, brother Robert and child of God. Because you say you have 4 different baby mother and the children, they are always coming to you. Because you have a ears to listen. Thank you, sister Sash. That's okay. Thank you, sis. That's okay. I understand. I understand, my sister. You know? Yeah, we have to learn how to make them feel valuable. Let them feel appreciated. Let the children feel wanted. Let them feel love. As we use the responsibility that God has given unto us to train them in the right way. He has entrusted them in us, to us. They are not really for us. Him just give us the children as gifts to take care of. And earlier, as I was making mention of, if somebody give you a gift, they expect you to take care of that gift. They expect you to love that gift. They are expecting you to cherish that gift. Yes. Because, yes, so that's why we should do the same thing with the children that God has entrusted in our care. We should do the same thing. So if it is that we were doing the very opposite of showing the children how much we care for them and love them, not training them in godly ways, there is still hope. And there is always a point where we can look, do an assessment and start. Rajiba may have one baby mother and me thank God for that. Yes. Yeah, man, and you can talk to your child or your children. Thank you so much, M. Morgan. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate your presence. Thank you so much. Right. Because some of us as adults, we are so guilty, you know. We are so guilty. We are the one who teach the children how to fight. We teach them how to eat. We are the one. We are so guilty. Please remember to like the live, friends, if you have not already done so. Please and thank you. I appreciate it. So we teach, some of us are so guilty. Some of us are guilty of, we never tell our children how much we love them. We never. Some of us are so guilty. We never teach our children how to be caring. Some of us are so guilty because we never teach our children how to pray. We never teach our children how to reverence God. Some of us are so guilty. Some of us are so guilty, you know. Sometimes all we do is to discriminate the child. Use our mouth to kill the child. Everything that comes from our mouth is to tear down the child. Some of us are so guilty. Some of us as parents, we are guilty. Some of us did not get any form of love from our parents, and as such, we believe that this is the right way and the right thing for us to do to the ones that God has given unto us. Some of us are guilty. Because the first thing we often say, my parents, my mother never did this. Some of us are so super guilty of doing these things. For some of us, the first thing come to our mouth when we're correcting the child is Jamaican bad word. When we try to correct a child, we need to take a different approach. Some of us, we know that the children are being abused. We know some who are being neglected. We know of some who are not treated fairly. Some of us are so guilty, but we turn a blind eye because, enough of my business, it's all of us business. We are a part of the village. We are a part of the village. We are a part of the village that God placed that child among. Yes, man. We are a part of the village, and so we know that you of yourself by yourself can't raise the child. You need help. We need help. Because the truth of the matter is, there is not really any manual that can teach us, say, this, do this, do this. God give us the knowledge, and so we apply those knowledge in terms of teaching in the children most times. And some of us, we just need help. I just need you, and you just need me in training up my child in the godly way, with godly principles, good morals, good attitude, that when they are old, they will not depart from them. Teach the children them how to read the Bible. Many of us, I believe, when we were younger, we have to learn how to read the Bible. If it's even one verse, we have to read the Bible. Some of us did not feel happy in doing it. And this now, in today's era, very few of us teach our children how to read the Bible. Many of us could not go to bed. And I believe even back in the days, even if the parents weren't a Christian, you have to go to Sunday school and you have to pray before you go to bed at night. And some of us will never say to our children, make sure to pray. Remember to pray. Yes, some of us used to have to get the Bible and read one maybe not the entire chapter, but at least a verse or two. And some of us know we don't do those things with our children. As I said before, some of them, we can take them from the way how we were brought up, bring them into our parenting style, and some of the principles, some of the things, we just have to leave them behind. Robert and Charles says some of us set up our children not to have love and respect for the other parent because it's the mother, sometimes is the father. Yes, sometimes we are the one who are guilty for causing that division. That is so true. That is so true, my brother. Sometimes some of us are the ones that are guilty in putting up the child against the father or putting up the child against the mother. Sometimes because they are no longer together, you know, they try to put a wedge between and try for the child to be in favor of this me, or you know. Some of us are really guilty. But what is it that how are we training our children? What is it that we are instilling in the child? What are the good values? The morals, the attitude, what are them? What are they? that we are instilling? What are the principles? Are we waiting for teacher to do it in the classroom, or alone without being assisting the teacher? Or are you waiting for just the Sister Solo said sad though, raw. That usually happen when there is a broken home. Yes, Sister Solo, yes. When they are not together anymore, they tend to do that. To drive the wedge between, you know? Because now they want it to look like this one is the bad one or that one is the bad one. And I am the good one, and you know? Right. But what is it that we are teaching them? Because the truth is, you know, when we train them in that way, it is possible that they can bring that over into their life too. I'm not saying that they must, because some of them are so smart that they know, say, this is what mommy is trying to do, or this is what daddy is trying to do, and I'm not going to do it. But some of them just say, this is what mommy did do, and this is what daddy did do. So I am going to do it. We're never too big to learn. And, you know, we are never too old to learn. And so each day, Robin said, and that's why some of us don't know our family medical history. That is true, you know, because sometimes the separation bring the division. You don't get to know too much of this one background because I pull them away. And you know, that is so true, my dear brother. That is so true. Sometimes because you cling to this side now, you don't know anything about that side. You know, that is so true. And so we must be careful of the things that we teach our children. Be careful of the things that we try to instill in them. But we have to start this from young, when they are young. Sometimes them say the ass gone to the gate already. You can't pull it back. Sometimes I don't know whoever ever heard that. But at the same time, I personally believe that there is hope. Because there are some things that you learn when you are an adult that you didn't learn when you were a child, and you find these things now valuable, and you take these things through life. You take these things through life. You know? So we have to be careful of the things that we put into our children. Train the child in the way he or she should grow, that when they are old, they will not depart from it. We have to try to bend the tree from it young. Yes, because it is much harder to bend when it is old. And so I'm really looking at this child month as the theme said, stand up, speak out, protect our children. You know, let us stand up for, sometimes the children, they need somebody to stand up for them. They need a voice. Sometimes they need a voice. You need somebody. You know the child is being abused, but you say nothing. And you watch that child being battered night and day. And you never even take the time to sit and talk to that parent or try to say to the parents, you know, this is not right, or this is not, you know, this is not how you should go about doing it. We just turn a blind eye. No, we need to try to protect the children them, because they are the future. And if it is that we are going to take this advantage of them and beat them until we can't find them, no. No, we have to learn how to speak out, and we should not be the one who batter them too. And if it is that we were doing it, we can start now by changing. Try to control our temper. Try our very best to control our temper. Thank you so much for joining, friends. Thank you so much. I appreciate your company. Yes, man, we can start now. You never used to tell your child or your children how much you love them. So that's all we say. It is also a case of transference. Some was it transparent? Some parents do need help themselves. That is so true, Sister Solo. Some of us as parents did not get that love. We don't get the love, and because we don't get the love, we don't know how to show the love. And so some of us as parents still have some childhood trauma. But Jabron said no parent should use the child again. Again, it's the other. Don't even tell the child anything about the other parents, because you are only hurting the child that don't have nothing to do with what's going on. That is so true. We should not do it, Brother J-Bone. We should not do it. But the truth is, persons do this, and sometimes, as Sister Solo said, some of them are hurting. Some of them need help themselves. Some of us need help ourselves. Because we did not get it, we don't know how to give it. Because we weren't treated this way, we don't know how to treat them this way. For some of us, and so we should try our very best. It is not too late to learn. Try our very, because some of the time, sometimes too, it's because we don't wish to learn either. Because we have seen good morals, good attitude. We have seen some, we have heard some. But we say, them can't do what they want to do. This is how I'm going to do it. And this is how I'm going to continue to do it. But some of us as parent, have been scarred too from our younger days, for youthful days. Some have been scarred, and because some of us are so scarred, some of us don't really know how to groom the child. But that's the reason where the village plays its part. And so we who know better should not turn our blind eyes. We who know better should not. We should try our very best. Because some of us don't know better as parents. Others know better. So as long as the child is in your care, when I say your care, it don't necessarily have to be in your household. It's in your community. You're a part of that village. You're a part of that, and so we can give assistance because we know better. We can. But in today's society, the first thing I realize is that we like to say, J. Brown said, we have a long way to go. May God have mercy on us. May God have mercy on us, my brother. We really have a long way to go. We really have a long way to go. But you see, each one teach one. And so when we know these things, when we learn these things, we should try to teach others how to do it. We should try to teach others how to do it. Stand up for the children. Some of us are just we don't put ourselves in the child's life. We need sometimes we are even under the same roof and the child is crying out for us. Sometimes we are under the same roof and the child is crying out for us. Make some time. I know that all of us are so busy and all of us have so many things to take care of, but we need to make some time. When was the last time you take up the phone or you're going to your daughter or your son's room and say, say, I love you. I just love you. When was the last time? I just called to say I love you. And I really love you. When was the last time we do that? A lot of us don't spend time doing that, because I don't know, but I've heard it in the past that you should not let the person know how much you love them. That's a wrong concept. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. But I've heard that in the past. Don't let the person know how much you love them. Let them know how much you love them, because you see, when you don't let them know how much you love them, then they will not know. You them not gonna know. They are only going to assume to say, maybe J Brown love me. Maybe. Maybe. No, no, no. Let the child know how much you love me. Let the child know how much you love them and appreciate them. Yes, let them know. Treat them special, because the gift what God give to you, that child, it is special. So we ought to treat them special. Don't be too harsh when we are correcting. Don't be too harsh. Sometimes we do it and get it wrong. Don't be afraid to apologize. Don't be afraid to say I'm sorry. Even if you're 100 and you're 50 or you're 90, don't be afraid to say I'm sorry. It is not a form of weakness. I know weak people apologize, you know. A strong people apologize. Apologizing to the child is not a form of weakness. You said something and you did not say it correctly, and the child said, Mommy is not like this, it's daddy's. So, okay, I didn't know. You can tell the child, thank you for teaching me this too. Thank you for teaching me this. Yeah, man, we can do that. I really, 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 really appreciate your company. I appreciate your company. Thank you so much for joining. I really thank you, your presence. You know, be nice. I'm always seeing be nice, but I'm always wondering who is be nice. Be nice. Yes, we all need to be nice, and that's a nice name. You know, be nice to our children. So as we celebrate this child month, the things that we weren't doing, the good things that we weren't doing, the affirmation that we weren't making to the children, it is time for us to do that. Let us try to highlight the good things, and more and less of highlighting the negative things. But Ajay said, Kimmy, it doesn't matter how much you're busy. You have to make time. Remember early? Yeah? Earlier I say time is very important here. You to go. Yes, it is very important. Very, very important. It is very important, my dear. Spend time with the child. It's very important, man. You have to make time. Sometimes if you're not careful, you know, if you are not careful, the child grow up so. Thank you for joining. Yadav. Yadav. I don't want to mess up your name. Yadav. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. Gospel Time with Stace. Thank you for joining. Robin, Child of God said, the thing that I don't understand was when our parents were trying to catch us, to beat us, and we would run to our grandparents' house, and then they came and got us and beat us still. Oh my God, that you don't understand, Robin. Right, so you run to your grandparents' house, and they will still come and catch you and beat you still. You see, that's what I make reference earlier, that some of us was really disobedient when we were younger. Some of us was really rude when we were younger. J Brown that laugh, you know, made me a moderator. Ma'am, this is something. Some of us was really Some of us was really rude, you know. And so let me tell you something. When you run to your grandparents, when you run to your grandparents' house, and them come over there and beat you still, because it's so rude. It's so rude, not true? Are you a content creator? Yadav is DAV. You're not a content creator, my dear. Some of us was so rude. And so when you run them up, get you. Okay, so you're not a content creator. Okay. Um yes. So sometimes now we see persons, children doing some things and we operate as though it's the first time we see these things happening. Not true. Some of us did rude same way. And so we ought to train them though. Train them. Some of us, you know, some of us get the training too. Please remember to like the live, friends. Some of us get the training too. And we don't thanks for coming back, Isaac family. Some of us get the training too, and we don't carry them over into our some of us get the training, but we don't carry it over into our parenting style. But as everyone said, Kimmy, I don't believe we was that bad. It's just because there was just Brother J bro. Yes, Brother J bro, we weren't that bad, but oh my god. They said we weren't that bad, but them did fool. So when we run, Sister Solo said that cannot happen on this side of town, J Brown. So when we run and they come and find us and then they beat us. You say, Brother Gabriel say we were that bad, but because we were, but some of us was really rude for true, you know. Some of us, if we tend to, if we want to acknowledge, if we want to be truthful, some of us that will run and them still come, right? One of the things that I have, as I deviate a little bit, I said to myself, you see, okay, documented with Manda. Hi, my dear, how are you? Thanks for coming over. Thanks for coming over. Do you believe though, Brother J Brown, that we get some beaten first time that we did not deserve? Do you guys believe that we did get some that we didn't deserve? In background here, host, when my hands are free, I will. Thank you so much, Stace. That's fine. That is so fine. I quite understand, my dear. I understand. Thank you so much. Do you guys believe that we did get some beaten that we didn't deserve, or we deserve all of them that we get? Did we get some? So when we run to our grandparents' house and then come and catch us. What are you saying, my brother? That we get some that we didn't deserve? That was the only way our parents knew by then. Oh yes, that's true, you know. That was it. Yes, that's true. That can happen on your side based on where you're at, Sister Solu, because of the culture, right? But when we were and you see, we always seek refuge with the grandparents. But let me ask you a question too. Have you ever, you run for the day and then you have to come in back for the night and then the beating never put off? You get the beating same way. You run for the day. Yes, for sure. We take some for sister and brother. And Mark and say we take some for sister and brother. Yes, because they used to beat us for they used to beat us for everything. So you see, Robert, I say, yeah, I agree, Jay Brown, because we were afraid and trying to get help from our grandparents, but our grandparents put us out. Whoa, put us out, forgive them. Um, for sure, we get some for sister and brother because sisters and brothers did something wrong, and so we pay the consequence. Um, them beat us with every single thing, even some things. You know it when I grow up now, I realize Sister Solo and laugh. Sister Solo is so true. You see, and this side, let me tell you something, man. If you see, let me tell you something. I couldn't run because my parents were so strict. You better stand up. You have to stand up. But I remember I have a cousin, and when she run all day, and when the night come and she thinks say everything forget them forget everything. No, she went and she took her bath, and when she go in her bed go lay down, she just start getting beaten like a fresh something just happened. Right, you understand? So um let me tell you something. You run all day and you get I could not run because we just have to stand up. And it was now when I becomes an adult I realized that but some of those things that we actually did get beaten for, Brother J Brown, those things were actually foolish, you know. We never did forget no beating. Some words that weren't even know that I would say bad words. We couldn't talk those words because we would get beaten in front of our parents. If you see somebody come to visit your house and you take your bright self as a child and you gone at the front and you gone sit down, if you're not careful you get beaten. Just so Sister say, oh my, maybe Sister Shash is so young that she know but just to go and sit there on the veranda sitting down and you go out there with your enough self. You go out there with your enough self and they say you're bright. Bright, you bright. So that's why I said earlier, you know, some of the things we take into our parenting style and some we have to leave. We have to leave. Manda laugh. True. Some of them we take into our parenting style and some we just have to leave because when we get big and we understand these things, we know that those things were downright foolishness. Yes, they were downright. We never deserve to get the beating for that. Them say, you you tell one lie, you get beaten. You're not to lie. So I was taught from earlier, don't lie, don't lie. So that's how I grew up being a truth speaker. It's a document man that say children live what they learn and too nimble and too nimble man. Robert Tell of God say. And that's why some of us run away and go to live with strangers, Rabbi and child of God. Let me tell you something. Some of us go and live with or strangers because of the beating. So because of the beating, we run because we don't want no beating. So therefore, because of the beating, we run. So therefore, we don't bring that over into our hello, our son, Hildis. I don't want to mix. I don't want to call your name incorrectly. Right. So we don't want We don't bring those things over into our parenting style. We don't do that, right? So we leave that over. Some of the beating we get, every lick, them I tell you why you are get the lick. You remember them? True, that is true, brother J Brown. That is like, it's so true. Some of the lick you get when you get the beating, them tell you say, you know for thief this something. You know for do this. This is what you do this. Do this what you do. This is what you do. Yes, that is so true. And so some of those, we leave that. Same place where that was cultivated, we leave that. We don't bring that over into our parenting style because we know that that is downright wrong. You know, some of us, we take pleasure in abusing. We take pleasure in abusing. But Sister Solo say your children will become who you are. So be who you want them to be. David Bly. Yes. Be an example to the children. So live your life as an example to the children. So you see, what you want them to be, you be that example. Yes, man, that quote is very David Bly. That quote is very true, Sister Solo. They will, because as I said before, we don't only teach verbally, we teach with our actions. So they will watch us. And the things that they see us doing, that's the thing that some of the time that they themselves will do. They themselves will do. Yes. So let me tell you something. We have to train the children. We have to train them and train them well. And it was 10 lick. Robert say, and it was 10 lick to one word. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It was 10 lick to one word. Oh my goodness. Lord of his mercy. So you know, one word, 10 lick. I believe that they did overdo it though. And Morgan say used to run and hide under the bed. So they never come for you under the bed. They didn't come under the bed to catch you. Or they wait until you come out. And Morgan, they wait until you come out. Eh? They didn't come to catch you under the bed. Or they just wait until you come out. Tell me. Because let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. I believe that the back in the days parents were so Jamaican discipline, just like, yes, Sister Solo, yes, my dear sister, just like the African. Yeah, and but I believe though that though they were so harsh and though they were so they overdo it, I believe that is what cause we know if you know do certain things. But some of those, I just leave them. Can't take these things. No, because that's like torture. You see, Brabant say you run to your grandparents and instead of they shield them put you out. They put you out to them. Yes. And there is that special belt. The special strap. You know, that would oftentimes use. If them say something and them even think that they hear a little grumbling, if them even think, if you even make up your face and say wait till I come, wait till I come out. And when you're under there, so you know, you're under the bed, you must be hungry because you want to wait till you come out, and it's like it's the same behavior was repeated by the teacher in school. Yes, that is true. You know, that is true. It was I think it was last Friday. I was talking to a young lady, and her grandfather was a principal for a school, and I was telling the young lady, oh, the grandfather did have his cane. Yes, when he was a principal. People don't really play with that principal. Yes, man. But when you run, Sister Sash young, so Sister Sash not encounter things like those. So, as I said, I couldn't run. I have nowhere to run to anyway. Because you see, my grandparents, Jabron said, I could not hide. I have nowhere to go because I have to come in the house. So nowhere to escape. I was just about to say that, my brother. I didn't have anywhere to run to, Brother J. Brown. And I couldn't run. If you think your body run, you're going to make it worse anyway. You're going to make it worse anyway. So might as well just get it over with. Get it over with. But some of those parenting style, you have to leave them behind. Leave them behind. And because no looking back, some was just overly done. Overdo them. Some of them was just, then just overdo them. I can't say anything else than that. Yes. Every single thing you get beaten. Every single thing. And let me ask you one question though. Have you ever done anything and them send you for the belt, or send you go get the whip, what we call whip? Them ever send you for the whip or send you for the belt? Oh my goodness. Them ever send you to go and get the belt or the whip, and then when you know any better, you gone for the whip and you gone for the belt. You gone for the whip and you gone for the belt. All the time, Kimmy. Yes, and then you gone for it. You gone to get it, Brother J. Brown. Hey, thank you for joining, my brother Juba. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for coming. So you gone for the whip or the belt. And then what? Yes, man. You go and get the beating. And sometimes after the beating, you have to go stand up and face the wall too. So there's basically like 2 punishments. How are you, my brother Jabon? Juba, how are you feeling today? How are you feeling today? Hope you're feeling much better. Raban said, if you are a regular runner, then they will tie you up with something. Oh, Sister Sash said, no, I didn't. Yes. Yeah, well, I never really get no tie up still, but I mean, when we talk these things generally, what I've encountered, what I've seen, okay, I'm not too bad at this time. Give God thanks, my brother. I'm thankful that you are not too bad. The other day, you said you weren't feeling well because of your asthma. I'm happy that you're not feeling too bad today. Yes, but I got whooping though. Oh, okay. Yes, man. I believe we, as Sister Solo said, the Jamaicans discipline just as the Africans. We did face it. Some of us did face it. Yes, some of us did face it. Yes, and you could have run some more. Persons run and climb all 3. You could have run some more. But as I said, I couldn't run. I wasn't that, like, run go where. No, we not escape. And when you finish, Sister Stash, you had it. When you finish. So you did not encounter anything like that, Sister Solo. You were raised up where you're at. You didn't encounter anything like that. And though that was so prevalent in Jamaica, you still have some persons who did not encounter these things, but a very small percentage of people did not encounter. Sister Sassy, I got whooping Sister Solo. Yes, even though the culture, this is how they normally discipline you still. um Oh, I did in school. Okay, okay. Yes, you still have a small percentage of people in Jamaica that did not. These things, they only heard of or have seen, but they themselves have never encountered it. Today, my brother Juba, we are talking about training up the child in the way he or she should grow. And so now we are just sharing our experience when we were a child, or we were disciplined, or our parents would discipline us. And some of us run. And when some of us run, even when we run, the beating is still there. Sometimes they send us for the belt, and we have to go for the belt. And then some of us run under the bed, and even we under the bed, they are still waiting for us. Humble girl, happy blessed evening. Okay, yes. So that's what we're talking about this evening, brother Juba. Yes, man. Because looking back now and those parenting style, I believe though that some of them overdo it. I got in school too. Yes, I remember. Oh my God, I have this teacher. He has this cane, thing like cane. And let me tell you something. Maybe that's why we don't need phones now to do our multiplication. We know it from 2 all the way to 12 or so. Maybe that's why. If you get those things to study at school, and even some of the teachers them overdo it too, not just the parents, and you show up at school at the time frame that they give you, study the 2 times, 3 and 3 times and 4 times by now on Monday morning. And if you don't set those timetable, you won't enter. Okay, my mother used to have a little bill that he used to whip me skin. Brother Juba, basically all of us getting a solo. Sis, let's do discipline time in one of your lives. Yes, yes, sister. Thank you so much for that idea, sister. Because let me tell you something, man. There is different ways, so many different ways, but the ways in which we encounter. If you stand in that line, sorry, my darling, I did not see you. If you stand in that line and teacher said, set the timetable, you did the homework, you know, for every one you get wrong, you know, it's, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, man. Some of us have it though. Some of us really get it. Yes. You go to school and you say the 2, even if, and you see if they give you 3 timetable to study and you do 2, you still get beaten, you know, because, but you might not get as much as the person who did not do any, you know, but you still get beaten. Them ask you one question, ask a couple questions, and you get 1 wrong, 1 beaten. I think they take pleasure in doing these things. You don't believe so? That they did take pleasure in doing these things. But when you look back, still it really helped us, but I think it did too much. I think it did too much. I think it did too much. If you ever, yes man, when they give you the timetable to study and you give you the homework, I remember this teacher, and as I said, him have a cane and something looking like, I don't, you call that thing like, yeah, when we saw I call it cane, and everybody have to stand with that homework. And if you stand, you can sit down until him check. And when him check, if him check and you get 1 wrong, you're getting 1 beaten, 1 lick. Rahman said there was also another thing most children had morning work to do before school, and then if you were late for school, it's another thing to deal with the teacher. Yes, well, right, but never fall in that category, because yes, I didn't fall in that category, but so I will do some things before I go to school, but I never really reach school like late, so the teacher, and you have some of the teacher too who will meet you partway. Because the principal I was telling you about, I was telling the young lady about, that man would come part way. So he will leave the school compound and come on the school road like a pathway. Man meet you pathway with the strap. Yes, and man meet you pathway with the strap. And remember, for being late, they don't want to hear no story. They don't want to hear any story. So you know, say, yeah, you have to hustle, what we will call, you have to move speedily. You have to hustle up to reach. Yes, because you don't want to get any beaten. Yes, man. But it is good though when you can reminisce on those days and, you know, have a laugh at times or sometimes. Because that is the past, really. That is really the past. And when you sit back and look back, this my girl said, I got that in school with timetable and spellings. Yes, Sister Sash. Yes. So maybe that's why I know we don't have to quickly draw for the phone, the calculator. When we're calculating something or we're trying to. Maybe that's why. You know? But you think, let me ask you a question. With the teachers, you think it's because they did care? Some of them did care. Some of them. But some of them overdo it. Because some of them just want the best. And even some of the teachers too did not know how to discipline in love. Because they've never known any better. You know? Yes. And when you come to school, yes, Sister Solo, you better reach school early. Reach on time. Some children are fortunate that when if they reach late, the school gate closed. But the schools that I used to attend, they never have any gate per se those days. Even, it's been a while since I visited that one, but no gate. But they have a road leading to the school. And so the principal at one particular school, he would leave the compound, you know, and come partway on the road. Because everybody that is heading, you have to, most person come from that direction. And that's where they stand. That's where he would stand. And let me tell you something. You ever get a running lick? You get a running lick? You ever get a running lick? My goodness, where the tip of that strap catch you? Someplace? Oh my goodness. It comes like fire on your skin. You get a running lick. You twist up in an S. Yes, because you get a running lick. And then for the entire day you vex, you know. For the entire day you vex. Yes. But when you reminisce on those days though, oh my God, some of them just did overdo it. You know, some did overdo it. Some have a special leather belt. It's not no fake or camouflage. It is the real deal. The real deal leather belt. Some have. Yes. You know, Brother J. Brown said earlier that it's because they were fool. But I think we did fool too, you know. We did have a sense of foolishness too, because they would send us for the belt and we go and take the belt. And no fool when we go for the belt. For them use the beat us. And as Rob and Chalagat saying, used to run to grandparents. And then, as I said, I didn't have anywhere to run. Why me never run to? Why me never run to? Brother Juba, oh my goodness. When you look back and those days, parents nowadays now batter them children like that. No. Beat them no one then or so, yes, or something. Sometimes you scold them, yes, but you know, yes, Sister Sasha, I think we fool. Me think say we did have some of the foolish ways in us too. I not just them. Because when they send us, We gone for it. Yeah, we gone for it. And we now run. We not running. We stand up and take every single bit of it. Yes, we stand up and take every single bit of it. But nowadays, parents, we're not disciplining our child like that, children like that. We do it, but we don't go to that extent. We don't go to that extent. I don't know who did have neighbors. And if we go next door to visit, oh my God, that's another beating too. Because you are told to stay in the yard. You were told not to leave. And then if you leave, beaten. Yes, you were told not to leave. And then when you get in the beat, I ask you, what did I tell you, say? What did I say to you? Then why you do it? Yes, and even when you tell them no, what them say, and why, but I do about laugh. And even when you're saying back to them what them say, and if you make him and if you make him fall down, he will be coming to your classroom and your day done. Thank you so much for joining, my dear sister Sterling. Thank you so much. Yes. Let me tell you something, man. You can't make them drop Rob and child of God. You better be careful. Sister Sterling said we were obedient. That's the reason why we go for the belt. I don't know, maybe I don't know. But when we look back though, when I look back, so as I was saying before, that we take some of these parenting style into our way of being a parent, but we leave some. It's very important for us to leave some, because I like those. I leave them, man. Same place which part them cultivate, we left them there so. And we try to show the children more love now. Try to show them a little more love. Not to say that in the past they didn't love us, but they don't know how to express it. Or they express it in the wrong way. And so as somebody said before, every little thing, you get beaten. You were told not to leave, you get beaten. You can't talk too loud, you get beaten. Somebody come over and them outside talking and you go and print up yourself, you get beaten. You know, them discipline you. So let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, man. When you look back in those days, though, when you look back at those days, you just have to laugh and know, say, those ones, we just leave them behind. Leave them behind. And we are taking the ones, because we are taking the ones now that express, because you can discipline the child, but do it with love. Discipline the child, but do it with love. Or the children, do it with love. You understand? And sometimes too, we can just talk. We can just talk to the child. Because some of us were so rude and disobedient, that's we get the beating today. And some of us gone back tomorrow, gonna do the same thing. Not true. Some of us gone back and do the same thing. We go to school and we get the homework and the timetable to study. Brother Juba say yes. We get the timetable to study. We get beaten feet this week. Next week we're gone. We still not do the homework. We get beaten again. We get beaten again. We get beaten last time, We were late for school yesterday morning, and the principal and teacher disciplined us, whoever. And then this morning now, we not try our utmost best to make it early. Sometimes we just gone late again. So, and the cycle keep repeating. Some of us are to learn. Because some of us oftentimes say, that's soon cool. That's soon cool. That's true, that's soon cool, man. So it is very important that we train the child in the way they should grow, because when they are old, even if they don't accept the training now, because not until you're old you not understand the value of the discipline that you receive. When we get older, we learn to see that maybe they were doing it for our own good, just for our own good. It leads us now in a path that we are the kind of person that we are now. We are a persons with respect. We are persons with great discipline. We are persons with good morals. We are persons with good attitude. We are so we are full of standard. We are persons with standard because of the way we were trained. Because of the way we were trained. Maybe the strategy that they use weren't the best, but we are who we are today. I think his brother J. Brown said that earlier, because of the way we were trained. And I'm always gonna say that we take some of these parenting style in us now, with us now being a parent, and we leave some. We leave some. It's very important that we leave some. It's not all of them, and not all of them will carry over. There are some good ones, and there are some that I believe just need to leave. Just leave. Left them same place where they were cultivated. Please remember to like the live, friends. If you're not already done so, just look to the top right of your phone screen. You will see 3 little dots. If you touch on those 3 little dots, you will see the button, the thumbs up button, the like button. Just click that button. Thank you so much. I would appreciate it if you like the live. Thank you so much. But all in all, back in those days, we had fun. We had great fun. We had fun though, back in those days. I can just imagine now when I think Sister Morgan said when she run under the bed. I can just imagine now when she sit down and she reminisce how she used to run under the bed, or used to climb the tree, or she used to hide, or Rob on Child of God say he run to his grandparents. Can just imagine now sometimes it bring a smile on your face. I can just imagine sometimes it bring a smile on your face. Because that is the past, and yes, some of them weren't so pleasant, but it really helps and shape us into ways. So as we go into this Child's Month, I want to encourage us as parents, or if we are not yet a parent or just an adult, I want to encourage us based on the theme for the Child's Month in Jamaica. It says, stand up, speak out, protect our children. Right. So let us be that role model that the child, our children, would want to emulate. Let us be that one who take responsibility for training the child, as the scripture said, in the way he or she should grow, that when they are old, they will not depart. Yes, the fact of the matter is some will receive it and some will not receive it. But our duty is to do our part. Our duty is to do our part. Some will not receive it. That is just the truth. And some will not. Some will not and some will. That is just the truth. Some will accept it, because some of us, even some of us as spirit adults, don't like to be corrected. Even some of us as adults don't like to be talked badly to. Even some of us as adults. So the truth is that some will accept and some will not accept. When we are approaching the children, let us first check our approach, because sometimes it's not what we really say to them, but it's how we go about saying them. Try our very best to respect the children, because we want them to respect us. you know, and try our very best to love them. Not only love those who you give birth to, but love everyone that you come in contact with, because it takes a village and you are a part of that village to raise that child. Teach the children how to reverence God. Teach the children the word of God. Teach the children how to love God. Teach the children how to pray. As I said before, first time parents, maybe not a Christian, don't go to church, but the children, they must have to go to Sunday school. They must have to go to church. Teach them how to make right decision. Listen to them. Give the children a voice. They too have a voice. You as adults don't know everything. You will not know everything, even if you're 100 or if you're 600. I don't care the number. You will never know everything. Listen to them. Pay close attention to them. Teach the children how to love. Teach them how to be caring. Teach them how to be respectful, even to their own peers. Not only to adults, but even to their own peers. Teach them. I really, really, really appreciate your company. I really, really, really thank you all for joining. I know that we are real people. I know that we have real everyday life, real things to do. You know, I am not expecting while rich unstoppable. Hello, my dear, how are you? You know, so I'm one of those persons who is so understanding when I come on to that, because sometimes I have a lot of things to do. I have a lot of things. Oh, while rich unstoppable, laughing. I wonder what I said. Okay. Right. So some of us have a lot of things to do, right? And so I will not hold you captive. You have so many different apartments, or I like to use the word apartment. Other persons on the street said house. You have so many that you could choose to spend your time today. You have so much place. Nice to see you, Kimmy. Nice to have you here. Thanks for coming. You know, you have so much other apartment you could spend your day. And so rest assured that your present with Kimmy Kim, it is very appreciated. I appreciate every single moment of it. I will not hold anybody captive. You don't have to come here. I would love it if every single person that I know will come, but I know that not all will come. And everybody have some things to do, you know. And let me tell you something, as I often make reference, because for some persons this is their straight 9 to 5 or 6 to 6. For some it is not yet straight 9 to 5 or 6 to 6 or whatever time you want to put it. And so persons have to seek ways to pay their bills and so on, so they won't sit on this. I have a lot of things on my hand at time to do at church, for church, and so I can't sit on it 24/7. But I try to pay my respect. Stopping there, stopping there, stopping there, stopping there. So I appreciate every single person. And I say I don't love the person who come on for an hour different from how I love the person who come on for 5 minutes. I don't love you anymore. I don't love the person who come on from the start different from the person who come on. Every single body, every one of your time is valuable, and I know it is precious, and you are precious to Kimmy Kim. I consider myself blessed. They said respect is deserved by every and anyone. Yes, I consider myself blessed just because you spend the time with me, because you don't have to. You didn't have to. I couldn't pay you to come over here. You know what I mean? Yes, love is essential. So I love every single one of my supporters. I love everyone. I am excited. I'm happy to have you. I am happy that I have a great laugh, because we were just sharing while Rich Unstoppable, you missed it. I will be closing in another 5 minutes. We were talking about um, training the child in the way he or she should grow, that when they are old, they will not depart. But I started out there, and then we get to the place where we were sharing when we were younger, you know, how they discipline us. And some of us make mention of getting discipline at school for not doing the homework. Some we get disciplined for everything at home. Um, some of us run under the bed to hide from it. Some run to the grandparents to hide from it. And the different things that we do when we were much younger, you know. And so I really appreciate the time. I did enjoy it. And that is the reason why I will do silent live, but I like this kind. I like this one. I prefer this one, honestly, because it's as though I feel more connected. I feel closer. Even though you are seeing me and I'm not physically seeing you, I feel more closer um, to you guys. But some people don't know what love is. Love is a verb. Yes, that is so true. We go to that point to it. It is. Yes, so some of us I will state we state that too, that but you are going to have the opportunity to watch the replay if you have the time. I would really appreciate it. Some of us really just say the word that we love, but we don't put it in action. Right? Some of us have never heard that word from our parents, as we make mention of that. Back in the days, our parents, we never hear that, and so we say we know should do otherwise. Tell our children how much we love them, whether be it a boy or girl, it doesn't matter the gender of your child. Play with them, spend time with them, listen to them. You don't know everything, listen to them. Right? So I will not reiterate, but you just go and just watch, my dear. I really, really appreciate your all company. Remember to hit that like button before you all leave. Who is cooking this evening? Let me see. The chef that are on here. Who is gonna cook this evening? Who is the chef that are on here? That's the person that's gonna cook this evening. Alrighty. Um, after this presentation, then we are going to have who is going to provide refreshment. Nobody's going to say me. Nobody will say me. All right, nobody's going to say me. I pray that you all will have a blessed evening. I pray that you will prosper in everything that you do. I pray the peace of the Lord will be with you. I pray the Lord will cause his face to shine upon each one of you. I pray this evening that the Lord will never leave your presence. I pray you will never leave his presence. And I pray onward into this child's month. Sister Sterling, I thank you for your time. My sister, God bless. God bless you too, my dear sister. God bless you always. All right, so as we go into this child's month, let us try to be that role model for the children who we come in contact with. Let us try. It can work if we try. May God bless you and keep you. May God cause his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift the light of his countenance on you and give you his peace now and forevermore. Have a good evening. Bye, bye, bye. Joy is dwelling among you. Kimmy, thank you so much, my dear. Thank you so much. Have a good evening. Love you all. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. and bye bye.